Hi there, I'm Sharrie Williams. Glad to announce that once again I will be moderating a workshop at this year's Pennsylvania Conference for Women. We are very excited about it. Of course, 6ABC is a proud sponsor of this event, which will bring in more than 100 speakers to talk about all types of things from career advancement, how to quiet that inner critic, and maybe how to get that raise you've been thinking about. This year, some big names coming in for the big event, including the international human rights attorney, Amal Clooney, also tennis great Serena Williams. They will both be there, so we are hoping that you'll be there as well. Today, though, we will be focusing on a very important topic, work-life balance. And to do that, to have that conversation right here on 6abc.com, we are being joined by Dr. Lisa Allen, the director of the Capitol Health Center for Comprehensive Breast Care. So, Dr. Allen, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, so this thing about work-life balance, is it even real? I'm going to start there. Yeah, is it, some say, is that a myth? Is that even possible?
Well, you know, for me, I think the key to work-life balance is figuring out what you need to do on a daily, monthly, yearly basis, making a task list and trying to accomplish it. And ultimately, you'll get most of it done. You might not get some things done, and you just need to give yourself some leeway there. Don't beat yourself up for not getting things done, and then also celebrate the small victories. This morning, I woke up and I was able to make my husband lunch before I left. That to me was a small victory. I didn't think I'd do it, but I did. So I think that's really what work-life balance comes down to.
So let's talk about then, how do we define a successful work-life balance?
You know, the important thing is spending time with your family, accomplishing the things that you need to do at work on a daily basis, and going home at night and knowing that you've done as much as you can do in order to do that.
How do we learn then to maintain that balance once we say, okay, that's my goal, I'm going forward? How do we maintain it?
That's the hard part, is because every day presents new challenges. You know, something might come up for me as a physician with a patient that requires me to be at work longer than I need to be. Something might come up with one of my kids. Unfortunately, my daughter just got diagnosed with pneumonia. So she's fine. But, you know, so I had to adjust things in my schedule to make that work. So I think it's just playing the game of constantly making small adjustments in your day and in your activities to make everything work and come together.
Is that the challenge then for those of us who are really trying to seek it, that we will face these things popping up?
Right, absolutely. And I think one of the things is, as a working woman and a mother, we always think that we need to do everything to schedule. We need to do everything 100%. And if you have a schedule and you think that you're going to do everything to the T on a daily basis, you'll probably never do it. So it's really just being flexible in how you approach the day. So for me, I was a surgeon before I was a mother. A lot of people in medicine become mothers at different times in their careers. And so what happened for me is I had already established my career. I was very set in the way that I was working on a daily basis. And then I had to readjust when the kids came along. And as a surgeon, as somebody who micromanages everything around me, whether it be at home or at work, I had to be able to give up some of those tasks to other people. Whether it's at home with my nanny or my mother-in-law or my husband, or whether it's at work with my nursing staff or my office staff, I have to be able to give up tasks and accept that things will get done, and it might not be my way, but it'll get done.
Relinquishing.
Absolutely. Relinquishing control is hard.
Any other real life hacks to share, other tidbits that can help achieve the work-life balance?
Absolutely. You know, for me, my time at home is really important. The career that I picked for myself, being a breast cancer surgeon, allowed me to have weekends off, and I put it in quotes because I get phone calls, sometimes I have to go in, but for me, really, the weekends are my prime time with family. So I used to spend every weekend food shopping. I don't do that anymore. I order my groceries and have them delivered to the house. You know, as far as controlling the household, you know, my husband and I have an app that is a multi-user to-do list. And so I can put stuff on so I don't forget to remind him, and he can put stuff on, and we can send reminders to each other and get everything done. Those things for me are really important. Somebody who works at an office, for me, I had a dictation device sitting at my desk for years before my daughter was born that I didn't touch, and I would just sit and type. And then I realized I'm wasting so much time typing when I can dictate, and that's become a part of my everyday practice. If you have to do a lot of repetitive tasks on a computer, I make templates. So bring up templates and change the little things here and there so it doesn't consume as much time.
Okay, using technology, it sounds like, to make life a bit easier. Okay, so how do you prioritize when there are so many issues and so many things popping up, various projects vying for your attention? How do you prioritize?
So there's a couple things that win priority with me. Number one are deadlines. So if a deadline's approaching, I change my schedule to get things done. Whether it's a meeting or it's a certification, whatever it is, if I have to stay up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning after the kids are in bed, I'll do that.
I like that advice as far as looking at, okay, what do I really have to do by this hour, this day? Having a date maybe can really spread things out. Okay, as a health professional then, how do we encourage women out there to actually take care of themselves?
I think first and foremost, every woman should go to the doctor. I see so many patients, and so that's my viewpoint of it, who haven't seen their doctor in years. And they don't take care of themselves. And diagnosing diseases early, whether it's cancer or diabetes or hypertension, is how you take care of them and how you don't have long-term side effects. So just go to your doctor. Other things are get your screenings. There are recommended screenings. If it's time for your mammogram, do it. Don't wait 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is. You can always find a day to go see your primary care or your gynecologist. I think other things are you need to take time for yourself. And you can't feel guilty about it. That's the problem. Working moms and people in general feel guilty about taking time for yourself. Go get a pedicure. Have a ladies' weekend. Do whatever you need to do and don't feel guilty about it.
We talked about setting a goal as an individual. Set these goals for yourself. But talk about how maybe the workplace, employers, especially you have your own example of how your employer has been very helpful in helping strike this life-work balance.
Right. I think the important thing is that if you don't ask, you'll never know. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm in solo practice. I'm the director of the program. I wanted to take at least 9 weeks off, possibly 12. I didn't know yet. But I didn't want to just drop everything and walk away. When you drop everything and walk away, you know, your business, your practice, it can fall apart. So I sat down with my administrators and I said, listen, I know I'm not going to be able to see patients full time, but I can still do my director duties, whether from home or in the office. I can still come in occasionally to see patients here and there who need to be seen, and they worked with me towards that. I didn't have to worry about all the stuff that built up while I was gone. So I really think the key is ask. Don't be afraid to ask. And then for employers, I think it's important that you allow women to do that. You know, if women want to stay home with their children, but they feel like they can do an hour or two a day of some work that they can get done on a computer, let them do that.
And any inspiring advice that maybe you've received from a mom, a grandmom, a mother, an aunt, a friend, a sister, things that people have said to you that has helped you?
We all have these schedules, especially, I have young kids, but people who have older kids have all these extracurricular activities. Baseball practice, dance class, all those sorts of things. And you have a calendar that's full of running around and chasing after everything. You have to schedule downtime as a family. So even if you have to write it on the calendar, like Friday night's movie night, you know, we don't have anything that day, let's do that. Whatever it is, making sure you're doing that with your family. Also, you have to realize how to say no. Before I had children, I would say yes to everything. No matter what project, event, whatever it is, I didn't care. I said yes. As long as I wasn't going to be out of the country or out of town, I would do it. But at some point, you have to say, my family comes first in this situation and I can't do everything. So I think learning how to say no is really important. I think as women who want to do everything for everybody, it's hard to do that.
A great conversation on work-life balance. Thank you so much, Dr. Lisa Allen, for joining us. Dr. Allen, of course, the Director of Capitol Health Center for Comprehensive Breast Care. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
And if you enjoyed this conversation, please look for the others on 6abc.com as we get ready for the Pennsylvania Conference for Women.